Hello and welcome to Tech with Heart. I am your host, Michelle Calloway. Tech with Heart is a nonprofit foundation focusing on empowering small business owners and entrepreneurs online so that you can stay relevant and competitive by embracing things like technologies, systems, and strategies. And so what I do is I love to bring on experts, those that are doing very well and crushing it with their own business online. And today's topic is one you're going to find so incredibly interesting because it's so innovative and new and fresh and edgy, and you probably have never seen anything like it before. We all believe in the power of story when it comes to grabbing attention online. Stories are what has worked with passing on centuries, generations, generation to generation. Stories are what sticks. So what can you do with story? Well, let me tell you, we're bringing on an expert. Her name is Heather Smith. She has developed an artificial intelligence engine that uses the power of story in ways you've probably never seen before. Talk about interactive and engaging. Just wait till you see. So welcome to the Tech with Heart stage, Heather Smith.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you for having me. And what a great foundation and opportunity for you to do this. This is awesome.
Yes, I am so glad you're here today too, and I'm so proud of you as a female tech leader. I'm telling you, I know that I have built an augmented reality engine that brings stories to life, and now you've developed an AI engine that does wow, talk about interactivity. Can you tell us a little bit about Storyfile, which is the name of your company, and then also what led you to build it?
Okay, I'll start with the short version. We wanted to replicate the Q&A that think of them as historical figures. In this one case, it was Holocaust survivors. And we wanted to replicate the Q&A after those individuals had passed on. We wanted people, what we noticed was that the audience would engage differently. You would learn deeper when you were able to ask your own question and initiate a conversation and interact with these individuals. So we didn't want to lose that for future generations. What we ended up creating was something truly remarkable. We didn't know, by the way, whether it would work when we started, but it did work exactly as I had envisioned. So that was good. And then people kept asking us, can we do this ourselves? And then we had to think, okay, what would it be like to make this technology ubiquitous for people, which was a whole different problem or issue to solve. And we started to see, I started this with this concept the beginning of 2010, actually. So then we started to see in 2016 that there might be the possibility to make it ubiquitous, that technology was on a trajectory that would allow you to have it cloud-based and online, and truly automated in every way. And you also using the cameras and the things that people would have, like their laptop cameras or their phone cameras and things like that. Also, people were making a lot more videos and people were becoming a lot more comfortable with video. I mean, obviously the pandemic made that really concrete, but it had been tracking. So we started Storyfile in 2017, and we've been building our backend platform, which is called Conversa. And that's the platform that we actually allow businesses to license in order to create their own story files. Story files are what we call the interactive conversation that you would have with an individual. What it is a recording, a video recording of any individual, even yourself, and you enter in or you answer the pre-scripted questions, and away you go. You just record it. It's as simple as clicking record and clicking stop recording. That's it. And it's all done for you in the back end. And then you can just publish it. It's a link. You can publish it anywhere. You can embed it anywhere. You can share it on your email signatures. You can share it on LinkedIn. You can share it on Facebook. You can, you know, put it on a business card like you do with Revelio. You can do all of that, but just use this particular video and put it into anything you want.
So can you talk about the interactivity though? Because that's the part that's super edgy, is that it's not just video, you guys that are tuning in right now. Listen to what she's going to say that happens once you've got all of these answers, or these answers to questions. Like it's a Q&A. You make the recording of the most frequently asked questions, and then go ahead and share what happens when you put it out there.
Yeah, I'm sure that a lot of the business owners that are listening today get asked the same questions over and over again. So what you would do is you just put those questions in your storyline or your script, and you would record yourself answering a lot of those questions, and then probably some of the the basic ones that we've also got in there, just to help the conversation be a little more natural and flow. The AI, it's not a keyword search, and it's not based on the question that you were asked. It's based on the question that the individual asks, and then it finds the most appropriate response in your database. It's not adding text. It's not adding any language. It's not editing your response or ever changing it. So everything that you record stays authentic to you. None of your videos manipulated, etc. I mean, you could use a filter if you wanted, but that's up to you. But in any way that we wanted you to communicate to the public authentically you, and just to film you, and you're able to have a conversation. You're able to actually, talk to these individuals, answer their questions, and they can go kind of as deep as they want. If you don't have an answer, you might say, that's a great question. I didn't record an answer to that particular question, but would you like to ask me something else? Or would you like to ask me about my career? Or would you like to ask me about my company? So it's, it can be used for customer service. You can use it for your FAQ page. You can use it for about the team. You can have all your employees do story bios. You can use it for training. A lot of companies are using it for corporate training. A lot of companies are using it for candidate screening when they're hiring, or even talent acquisition. You can have your leadership at your company do story files so that people that you might want to apply to your company can actually interact with them and get a little sense of what the company is, what the vision is, what the mission, what it's like working there. And you feel more comfortable. You're actually talking to a person. It's not an avatar. There's nothing manipulated. So you're actually getting to know these individuals. Like we've had, this is the funniest thing, something we didn't expect. A lot of people would talk to these interviews, talk to these story files, and then they'd actually meet the person in person. And they said it was so weird because they felt like they already knew them.
You know what? That's actually what I tell people. When it comes to helping your business to get noticed online, using video to tell story anyway is one of the top ways to get noticed. I mean, short form video right now is trending, right? Yeah.
So personalized.
And you're personalizing it, and you're allowing people to get to know your 76% of communication is nonverbal. So video allows, it's like the next best thing to being there in person. But what Heather's talking about, I love to do this. I love to simplify what my experts are sharing. Okay. Here's what happens, you guys. You go to a story file that has been created. So somebody sat and they answered a lot of their frequently asked questions. Now that there's a scene basically where it looks like a person is waiting for you to ask them a question on video. Now you get to push a talk button and you get to ask the person in the video, a question audibly using your voice. It detects the words that you're asking about. It goes and searches through their library and allows the video person to respond to you with the best answer based upon the question that you asked. Isn't that amazing? That is so amazing. It's interactive video that answers questions and responds to your individual question. So this is amazing. Tell us a little bit more. You mentioned a corporate using it for training. I love to talk about how small businesses even can utilize this technology to, you said maybe like a customer care page or something like that. What are some other use cases that you've seen for business?
Well, like you said, small businesses, one of the biggest things that you are struggling with is getting people to connect to your company and to kind of feel some loyalty or some involvement and connection with that company, right? The best way to do that, you're right, is to actually talk to them. Unfortunately, you can't talk to hundreds or thousands or millions of people that you want as your customers, but you can do a story file and you can make it a little bit more personal and you can connect with these individuals. They can actually feel like they've gotten to know you. I'll give you an example. Camberapp.com. If you want to, she's a founder of a travel social site, right? And they're starting out. It's a fantastic concept, but she has a fab in the corner, and you can just click on that fab, and you can ask her any question you want about Camber. You can ask her what are her favorite places or favorite things to do in Los Angeles, or it's national, but she happens to live in LA. So it's and on our storyfile.com website, you'll be able to talk to Stephen, our CEO, and ask him, what's the Storyfile mission? What's the vision? How are you doing? As a company, what are you focusing on? What is it like to run a startup? What is it like? What do you struggle with every day? Just really, you can get, if those people have just taken the time to answer those questions that they actually get asked every day, you can actually get quite deep, but think of this. This is another great question. All those questions that you get asked every day, you don't really have to answer every day anymore. And think of all the time that when those individuals actually do get in front of you in person, think of the conversations you can actually have with that time versus all the basic things that you go over every single day and you get asked, and then all of a sudden you don't have any time left.
Being able to do business online is crucial for survival, especially during times of social distancing. So how do you survive and thrive in the sea of digital noise? It's a lot like fishing. You need to know who your perfect customer is so that you could use the right kind of lure to attract them. We help you catch your perfect customer and retain them for future sales through highly converting websites, influencer mobile apps, getting you featured in the news and on TV. Hi, my name is Jerry Bowden, U.S. Army veteran and president of Revealio Software Solutions. Our goal is to help you rise above the competition, be seen as an expert authority in your industry, and embrace technology to stay competitive for long-term success. It's more affordable than you may think. So reach out to us at revealio.com, and together we will make your business come alive.
Well, and in addition to that, agree with everything you just said. Obviously, time is of essence. What you also get is you get to influence them with your gravitas, because you just provided interactive video that actually responds to questions directly, like unlike anybody else. I mean, are your competitors doing this? Or do you want to stand out as like the cutting edge leader of your industry? You might want to check out storyfile.com. I'm going to move us to the next pick. I am so excited to talk about how you got the Captain Kirk, William Shatner, to do a story file, and it's right there on your storyfile.com homepage. Please share while I share your screen of what it looks like to talk to William Shatner on this website. Go ahead.
So first of all, he's amazing. He's an amazing individual. And I think that every single one of you, if you don't already know, when you go to the storyfile.com website, you can actually interact with him. You can ask him questions about his life, about his career. He's 90. Michelle, does he look 90 to you?
I was so impressed when he went up to
Amazing.
space, but
Oh,
yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like the young Captain Kirk that I remember my dad watching, but he's
But
got that
still,
nice booming voice. Yeah.
yeah. Oh God, I could listen to his voice all day. The issue was that he found out about our technology through a mutual friend, and he actually wanted to leave his legacy this way. So we did the story file, and we asked him if we could use some of it for on our website to show how it works. He's actually very into technology, surprising, but and he got our concept, like he got it right away. He really, from the get-go, he believes in it. He's a storyteller himself. I mean, if anyone hasn't listened to his albums and his spoken word, they're amazing. The shows he does as an actor, I mean, he's just a born storyteller, and some of his answers are extremely long, but they're really interesting.
Yeah, they are. I was listening to him. Let me just interject real quick for those of you who are listening and not able to see what we're seeing. I do implore you to go to storyfile.com and check this out. William Shatner is there sitting, and you know how some websites you go and you visit and the video is there, but you have a big play icon on it, right? And you have to hit that play button in order to watch it. Well, when you go to a Storyfile video, it actually looks like the person is real. He's blinking, he's moving his head, he's got his hands, kind of crossed in front of him. And you hold this button down that says hold to talk, and you audibly ask the question, and the person in the video will respond right to you. Oh, it's just amazing. I ask you to go check it out. Back to you right now, Heather. What has being able to associate yourself to somebody, celebrity status like William Shatner, what has that done for Storyfile in the way of getting bigger recognition or just growth? Can you share a little bit?
I think the one thing in particular, it is finding someone, not just a celebrity, right? It's finding someone that really connects with your audience. And that for us at the time was particularly for our consumer product called Storyfile Life, where you might use that to interview yourself. You can interview your parents, your grandparents, for future generations, to leave for a legacy for your descendants. And he really speaks to that, the people that we were targeting for Storyfile Life. So that helped a lot because they could relate to him and they trusted him. That made a huge difference. And it also, the benefit of it, or the I don't know, byproduct, the big benefit byproduct from him joining us or supporting us in this effort was with investors, actually. It gave it a sense of legitimacy, if I could say, and not only gravitas, but it gave it, oh, okay, this is the real deal, because when you hear him talking about it, and he's done several interviews with media about Storyfile Life, and you hear him talking about it, he really believes in the power of story. And like you said in your opening, human beings have been passing on their stories since time immemorial. The reason that our identities are made up of all the people that you've met along your, in your life, all the experiences you've had, all of the people that lived before you have influenced who you are as a person. I have one client who said, if I could influence a future generation, why wouldn't I do that?
Exactly. And we're constantly talking about the need for us to leave more videos on file, even on the World Wide Web. Just share more stories on video because it is part of your legacy. Mm-hmm. And it's huge. Now, what you're doing is like a whole nother level of coolness when it comes to leaving a legacy behind. And I love the fact that you're able to do this in a business, but you're also able to just use it for individuals like grandmothers and grandfathers leaving legacies. And I know we're running out of time a little, so I want to just kind of hone in, Heather. And you had mentioned that you have a way for a business to maybe try this out or something. Can you just share a little about how they can, where they can go to try it out, and then also how they can connect with you specifically? Maybe they want to interview you on their show. You're awesome.
They can reach out to me at heather@storyfile.com. But if you all go to storyfile.com, there's a tab, a slide or tab that says "Let's get started." And our team is amazing. Since this tech is so new and it's really creating a whole new medium for communication, it really does help to see it in action, be walked through it with somebody, and they can find out what you're thinking, and how you would think it might be used best in your company and solving the problems or issues that you might have, that you might want to create efficiencies, and save time, or just make it personal. We're finding a lot of people, a lot of big companies. I mean, most of our companies are actually Fortune 100 companies, and they've years ago made a conscious effort, in the effort to save money, to remove the human element, right, and go with chatbots. And then they moved, typing wasn't enough, and then they moved to the avatars, and those, a lot of them are coming to us and they're saying, you know what, it's not enough. We need to bring the human back into this. And hence Storyfile, and why they're so attracted to it, because just like a chatbot takes work. It takes effort on the part of your company, and a lot of people don't know that. A lot of chatbot companies say, oh no, it's automatic, it's easy, and no. It is a little bit of infrastructure, it's a little bit of integrating, it's a little bit of work. It's great, and it saves you a lot of time, it's very efficient, but it's just as easy to use a human being. So, try it out, demo it for yourself, see what you think about it, make it personal. Just do this, do the CEO, do the founder, get your story out there.
That's the part of Tech with Heart that's what attracted me to this so much, is because we are doing business with people. The more human we can be in an online world where people are not able to always meet us directly, like this is the next best thing. I've always said video is like the next best thing, but now, hey, take video to the next level and add the story file to it. Holy smokes, you're going to be amazed as to how it's all about, right? It's all about how you make people feel. That's what's going to drive conversions more. If you leave a memorable impression, but a warm, positive, highly energetic and exciting impression, oh, wow, why would they not choose you over your competitors? Come on, guys, think about it, right? Think about it. Absolutely. Tech with heart. That's what it's all about, yo. So I want to ask you one more thing. What is it that you would love to leave impressioned upon anybody tuning in to this episode of Tech with Heart right now?
Don't be afraid to do it. You're right. You're absolutely right. It's about that video. It's about connecting with your audience and your customers and making it feel more human. Being vulnerable. It doesn't have to be perfect. No video has to be perfect. You get on video every day, and now on Zoom, and filming yourself all the time. We're used to it. All our imperfections or whatever. It's just the real you, and you can connect with your customers better than anybody else in the world. So I would just implore everybody to try it and see how it works for them. And be authentically you. That is exactly, that's the perfect statement. Be authentically you, and don't be afraid to try, because imperfect action is better than no action whatsoever. Absolutely. Thank you so much for this, Heather. If you are tuning in right now and you would just absolutely love what we're talking about, just know that Tech with Heart's always going to be there for you to bring in new innovative technologies that are really going to like cut through the noise and help you shine like a shining bright star, like the one that you are. Just come join us, techwithheartnetwork.com. You can join for free, or you can upgrade to become a gold member and get on the show yourself. You can get publicized throughout our communities, on our blogs, on our emails. We want to elevate you if you are a leader in your industry, and if you are an expert
and you have valuable insights that will really help small business owners grow in a rapidly changing online world, please come reach out to me, techwithheartnetwork.com. I would love to interview you on the Tech with Heart show. I just want you all to know that we believe in you. You can do this. Anything is possible. So here is to your success.
Your story needs to be seen and heard, and your brand needs to be revealed. Revealio elevates purpose-driven businesses into the spotlight through video storytelling, augmented reality video marketing, and professional website design. Get discovered online or in the news. Be featured in national magazines or host your own TV, podcast, or live radio show. Together, we make your brand come alive. All it takes is Revealio. Visit Revealio.com to get started today. Minority and service disabled veteran owned.